it's Chesney and Simon. And we'll do a U-slab. So we've got two layers of a wool wrap and 2 layers of a plaster.
And usually we use 8 layers. 6 to 8
Yeah,
layers.
that's what we do.
Okay.
Let's do it then. Right.
So this is quite suitable for fractures, very bad fractures by elbow where it's very swollen, humeral fractures, just to support their hand and make it nice and comfortable. Make sure the patient has their hand at 90 degrees, they're fairly comfortable. Explain to them the procedure. Okay?
Right, so first of all, we need to put it on
Tubing
the
net.
on the arm. It's been already measured, so it should be long enough from that point and should end some over here.
If it's too long, we can just go to the
Yeah.
one.
That will do. It's actually better if it's longer than shorter. So yeah, it's definitely too long.
So we're going
So
to
you can
cut
just
it.
cut it a bit.
So we can, it needs to come right over the shoulder, and then you can make a cut and tie it around the patient's neck, but make sure you untie it later on. But it's just so that it stays stable when you're actually
And just cut it from the
underneath the
bottom.
scalp. So you're really making a little tie around the patient's neck. And try not to injure your patient.
There we go. I think it will be actually
Because we're cutting this off
perfect
later.
length.
Oh, yeah. I do have a big neck.
Someone did it the other way, right? Yeah, but.
Yeah, it's actually perfect.
Yeah, perfect, perfectly, because I will be taking off.
It's just a temporary one. Right. Right, so that's the next step.
You
We're
want to
using-
stabilize the hands. Okay. You use that. Keep talking.
Right. I'm just put on the nail forearm.
So what are we doing?
So it should help to stabilize the arm, and the elbow should be bended in the 90 degrees. Should be holding here. We should tie it with a bandage, for example.
You can use one of those little plastic that's to tie it. If you don't, use some tape or bandage. Improvise in practice. But you want to just hold it firm, but good enough that the patient can take their hand out as well. Make sure the patient's neck is comfortable, it's not pulling them down, and they're fairly comfortable with that.
Okay, is it comfortable enough?
Yes. You can sometimes just take this around, especially if you've got something sharp that you used to bound. It just makes it a little bit tidier. Okay.
So this is already measured as well. So that will stabilize the upper arm. So, for example, the fractured arm. So let me just see if that's long enough again. Okay, and it will be long enough. Yeah. Need
don't
the
cut the
water?
corners there. So it's about the water closer to you. And remember how you take it out. You don't wring it. You just squeeze it gently.
Yep.
So you place this onto your wall band. Smooth it out. Use the palms of your hand to smooth it out. What you don't want is it cracking later on. The water should be lukewarm. It shouldn't be too cold. It will take too long to set. If it's too hot, the patient will get burned. And you gently fold over the sides.
There we go.
Get the patient to lean slightly forward so you have a bit of a smoothing arm. And there you go. You can get an assistant to fold. It is quite warm to actually. As you can see, can you see it's coming right over here? And then if this, just to help you with the tape. There you go. Okay. Sometimes it's useful to have someone to help you, especially if the patient is frail or the arm is very painful. You do the top bit first, so just keep tape all the way up. In 50% at a time, so remember you have this even spacing. Looking right over the shoulder and you're stabilizing it. Okay, then we go down. Do we have another piece of more bandage? Then we continue bandaging just to sort of the mid-arm bit. Okay? So what you really want is to make sure this is nice and stable inside there. And notice how Simon is pulling the bandage outwards. It shouldn't pull, but just to show Simon, yes, the bandage goes outwards there. Okay. And that's it. And you can put a bit of tape. And
Bit
just
of
cut
tape.
the seam.
Yep.
Always
Just
make
my
sure there's
fingers.
no little creases around that bit. And you can get a piece of tape, or you could use a piece of that. So there's the hand nice and secure. This is all secured right up to here. You've got quite a stable upper arm. And sometimes, especially if there's a very swollen elbow, you've got a bit of protection. You can put a stirrup if you want, which would come across like that. And so. Hmm?
What I was thinking we have to do.
Yes, people think it's quite complicated, but actually it's very easy. Always remember, this should always never be like a tourniquet around the patient. It does let the patient do some writing on that as well. And then finally,
You have
Finally,
to take
you
off
have to
the,
take off the one
the
on
cuff,
the
yeah,
top,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
because you don't want the patient just cutting into the patient's neck. So the bit that's been tied around my neck,
Still coming back.
you just want to cut it all out and remove it. That should leave the plaster fairly stable still.
I think it's first to do this now. I think it's first to do this now. When they ask, you can do it.
Thank you.
Because it's just been a long process.